It is said that COVID-19 should be treated as a marathon, not a sprint. The BMA Committee for Medical Managers agrees. COVID-19 has had a profound impact on every single doctor and medical workplace across the country. Medical manager members have been leading teams through this crisis, reorganising our services for the crisis, and then reorganising them again for the long haul. Unlike any marathon, we've not had the benefit of months to fully prepare. We've had to be ready and make changes on the go, at pace, and under huge pressure. We've had to, and continue to, manage huge shifts in staff workload, day-to-day operations, and the use of technology in our hospitals, GP surgeries, primary care networks, and academic institutions. We've helped oversee new support services for staff who have come under and are still working under huge mental and physical pressure. We understood the need for a better deal on well-being and welfare for doctors in our NHS well before COVID-19 took hold of the country, but COVID-19 has provided a new focus, a common defining purpose to the NHS. It has helped erode divisions and tribalisms as everyone has pulled together. As medical managers, we hope that this common purpose and sense of solidarity will remain and help us retain some of the positive changes we've seen over the past few months, such as the focus on well-being and welfare in the workplace. We hope it will help us overcome some of the long-standing barriers and issues at work which we all agree must be resolved, such as confronting and tackling toxic workplace cultures and addressing long-standing inequalities. These had no place in the NHS before COVID. They will have no place in it once the crisis has eased. Throughout the pandemic, the CMM has worked to ensure the medical management perspective is represented on internal pan-BMA COVID groups, providing our insights on issues including PP allocation and the role that medical managers should play in implementing risk assessments for vulnerable staff. We have also provided input on the BMA's response to an operating framework for urgent and planned services in hospital settings during COVID-19. We have provided an input to the BMA response to the House of Lords Select Committee on Public Services inquiry into lessons from coronavirus, and also the BMA's guidance on making the NHS COVID-19 safe and reporting return to work. In response to reports of ill treatment of staff during the pandemic, we issued a statement reiterating medical managers' duty to staff and urging doctors to come forward and speak to their managers if they were experiencing bullying, harassment or assault. The CMM also fed into the BMA's guidance on the well-being of medical students and doctors during COVID-19. We have worked with the BMA's Equality, Inclusion and Culture team to establish what the BMA can do to better support doctors experiencing menopause, providing input in how the topic of menopause can be normalised and how to create an environment where doctors feel comfortable discussing their symptoms with their managers. We also fed in the medical management perspective to the BMA's work on addressing the gender pay gap in medicine, looking how to get more women into leadership positions in the NHS. We are represented on the internal BMA New Clinical Roles Group, which monitors the impact of MAPS, Medical Associate Professions, and have fed into the BMA's work on the principles for working with MAPS. We have also been involved in the BMA's Safe Staffing project, providing our medical leadership and management perspective. The BMA is encouraging and supporting more doctors to take on managerial roles, to influence and lead our service. Health services are safer, run better, and are more cost-effective when led by health experts, by doctors. There's been an exponential growth in posts for associated and medical directors in secondary care, and the development of primary care networks in general practice has created even more positions. But the transition from a traditional clinical role to a management post is not always smooth, and there is still no nationally agreed standard that covers medical managers. The CMM has addressed this by developing contractual guidance to support medical managers in the NHS. This guidance includes issues to check before signing a contract, as well as case studies and examples which are specific to medical managers working in primary and secondary care. We are also in the process of developing model contracts for medical managers, which will outline what medical managers should expect from their contracts to assist them in negotiations at a local level with their employers. As medical managers, we can have a positive impact by putting patient care at the centre, and a good manager will bring out the best in their team and their workforce. Medical managers are leaders by definition, but it is up to all of us how we define ourselves and our leadership as we influence and shape our teams. There is a myth in the NHS that doctors who move beyond the conventional boundaries of clinical practice to take up managerial responsibilities have somehow moved to the dark side of the profession. This is a myth the CMM is keen to dispel with our work and our commitment to compassionate leadership. The CMM is committed to increasing the diversity of gender and ethnicity within medical management in the NHS and within our own committee. We are committed to leadership which is compassionate, leadership which creates the right conditions for staff and to work and to feel safe in, even when the going gets tough, and where bullying behaviour has no place. Our series of virtual events later this year will be hearing from leading experts, including the academic Roger Klein, who has valued the cost of bullying behaviour to the NHS at $2.3 billion. In the marathon that is COVID-19, and for a workplace under pressure, that's a price we can ill afford. Thank you.